Hello everyone, welcome back to the Knitting Fever YouTube channel. My name is Dana and today I'm here to explore two different yarns with you today. So we have a double header on our hands and we are going to be diving right into the Queensland collection yarn. I have one here in a worsted weight and then we have these two here and these are going to be in our chunky weight. So this is what we're going to be looking at today. Now if you're not familiar with Queensland collection, what you can kind of expect from them as a brand just across the board is that they take inspiration from the natural beauties and landscapes of the Australian continent. So that's kind of something to keep in mind when you're looking at all their colorways. They pull a lot of inspiration from that and I find that to be very unique and very cool. Really quickly, we are going to talk about the chunky weight first. So the color I will be swatching with you today is this color and this is Cabernet, but I also have the chunky weight in the colorway Iron as well. So this yarn is 100% fine merino wool. You are going to get 100 grams or 131 yards in each hank, and this is a number 5 bulky weight yarn. On the website, this yarn is available in 26 colorways and you can see they're very pigmented. They are evenly saturated throughout the entire hank of yarn, and a lot of the colors I find to be very vibrant and powerful. That's kind of what came to my mind when I was checking these yarns out on the website. I just find them to be, yeah, super bold, super powerful, and I think that's kind of what they were going for in this line, so I really like that about this chunky yarn here. The recommended hook size for this yarn is a 5.5 all the way to an 8mm, and I will be swatching this up with a 6.5mm crochet hook. You can also, of course, always knit with this yarn. Because this is a more bulkier yarn, it will work up quickly and it's good for like outerwear, big sweaters, hats, stuff like that. So this will work up really nicely for you. And so you can get a larger project done a lot quicker with this yarn than you would maybe a traditional worsted weight or a fine weight yarn, of course. But working this yarn up, I had absolutely no issues with it. I had no factory knots. I did find that the saturation was perfect all the way through the skein. I had no inconsistencies in colors. I found it to be super easy to work with. And even though it is a chunky weight yarn, it is still very soft, very plushy. I love that about it. It does not separate easily while working it. This yarn is really well constructed, and so I did not run into any issues when it came to the yarn gliding on my hook or going through the stitches. The stitch definition is really gorgeous with this yarn. I worked it up in a double crochet so you could see how that would work up. But yeah, just thoroughly really enjoyed this yarn. It's really nice for those winter months. Like I said, great for sweaters, great for outerwear, and just in general, really loved it. I love that there's quite a few color options, so you have quite a range to select from, and honestly, these two colors together would make a really nice cozy looking cardigan. So I might be making that with these two, but like I said, there's so many great options and choices. You could really go wherever you'd like with this particular yarn. So let's move on really quick to the worsted weight because I want to talk about this one for a second. Now, this color I have here is Wisteria, but I will be working it up in this orange color that is called Sweet Potato, which is such a cute name for it. I absolutely love that. And this is going to be a number 4 medium weight yarn. You are also going to get 100 grams of this yarn, which is going to be about 218 yards. So that is kind of something to note there, that it is quite a bit more yardage than in the chunky weight. Remember, the chunky weight, we only get 131 yards versus this one, but the chunky weight, of course, will work up differently. So just keep that in mind if that's something you ever think about while making projects. On the Knitting Fever website, the worsted weight yarn is available in 36 different colorways. So you do get some expansion on the colorways when you work with the worsted weight yarns. These are also very vibrant and powerful colors, but you do also see some softer tones, some pastel, and so there is definitely a good selection of everything. I really also enjoyed these more earthy tones in there. So those were definitely colors I was very interested in when it came to the worsted weight line. Now for this yarn, they recommend anywhere from a 4.5mm hook to a 5.5mm hook. And for the swatch I worked up with you here, I actually worked this up in a 5mm. That is definitely my go-to comfort hook size when I am crocheting a piece. This would also knit up really well, and they do recommend scarves, sweaters, and hats outerwear for this yarn as well. This yarn is actually just the taddest bit softer than the chunky yarn. Both are very soft, but I definitely noticed this one to have maybe a little bit more softness to it. It's just a little bit smoother maybe is the word, but both are really nice and I can't see any issues with having these close to the skin. And while we're swatching this one up, I wanted to share just a little bit more information on these lines with you. So the Easy Care Fine Merino wool is harvested from sheep ethically raised in the Falkland Islands, where sheep and penguins live together in harmony. How precious is that? That paints such a nice picture in my head, and I really just enjoy that line of this description. This wool is a high quality fiber and is known for having great body and pleasant but not obsessive crimp. So that is just one more little tidbit of information I wanted to give you about them because it is on the website, so I thought I would share it with you guys. Now, because you have such a good selection of colors in both the Chunky and Worsted line, I think both of these could be a great line to experiment with and maybe make a new project and expand your color line a little bit. Try a new colorway, something a little bit different. I love Queensland Collection in all their other weights of yarn I've tried as well. I'm a super fan of the fine weight coastal cotton yarns. Those are always a winner for me. They hold up very well. I never have any pilling issues, and I imagine the same will go for both the worsted weight and the chunky weight yarn. So definitely a great option if you're more into a thicker yarn. And you know, a number 4 weight is just so versatile that I feel like you could really get away with that yarn for any project. But I wanted to show you both of these swatched out so you could really get an idea for them worked up next to each other. You can see how much larger the bulky weight yarn works up next to the worsted weight. It's pretty interesting to see those compared together side by side. So I thought I would show that to you and let you make a decision for yourself on which one you would rather try if you're interested in the Queensland collection. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by today and learning a little bit more about Queensland Collection yarns, both in worsted and chunky weight. Let me know which one is your favorite and which one maybe you gravitate more towards, or what colorway you like the best since you have such a wide selection. Make sure also to let us know in the comments what other yarns you would like to see reviewed or swatched. I am more than happy to swatch and talk about any of those yarns with you. I absolutely love reviewing yarns, and so I'm more than happy to do that for you guys. So let us know in the comments which yarns you are interested in talking more about, and make sure you give this video a like if you liked it. Share this with your other crochet or knit friends who maybe need some new yarn inspo for the upcoming season. Always feel free to go check out the patterns that are linked on the website too that correspond with the yarn you choose. There's always something there for you, and until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye!